Privacy and security is always very topical. The reason for this is that many business leaders seem to conflate the two ideas. I was an acting Chief Information Security Officer at a rather large organization, so I understand the pains and pressures of people dealing with information security. The most common mistake made by executives and people implementing privacy in organizations is to confuse technology with information technology. Most legislation requires that personal information must be protected through reasonable technical methods. Technical methods does not mean information technology. A lot of personal data is found on documents, for example, and technology is spread wider than information technology. Take, for example, a lock on a door, or a metal cabinet, or a lock on a drawer, or a shredding machine. All of these are technologies, and all of these technologies can protect personal information. The mistake that many companies make is to place the burden of complying with privacy either on the Chief Information Security Officer or on the Chief Information Officer. This is a fatal mistake because security is not privacy compliance, and privacy is not security compliance. However, there is a very vital and important relationship between information technology security and privacy. And this connection is not determined by the type of technology, for example, information security technology like encryption or DLP that you use, or your password processes. The relationship is rather a relationship of interaction and collaboration. What this means is that a person who's in charge of the information technology or general security posture of an organization has a number of requirements to do their job. They need to have a strategy, they need to have a budget, they need to prioritize certain items. These items are set to ensure security of the organization beyond personal information. So some of these controls will protect personal information. However, the security officer cannot skew his strategy and budget simply for the protection of personal information. So it is important that both of those coincide. What this means is you do not have a list of technologies that you have to implement from an IT security perspective in order to protect privacy. The context of your organization, the context of your security posture, the understanding of the legal elements of privacy, as well as the organizational elements in the business, all form a larger picture of what type of security posture you need for the protection of personal information. Many vendors will try and push certain technologies as a silver bullet type of solution. This, I hope most of you already know, is not a viable way which to buy technologies. The other element of information security that is often overlooked is many people use set methods of determining what should be done in order to protect personal information, and these set methods are often in compliance type tools. These tools are often drafted by non-experts who have looked at the legislation and determined in a sense what they regard as reasonable. The difficulty is that every new court case will create a different and new requirement. So, for example, after the Financial Services Authority in the UK heard the Zurich case, it became commonly accepted that in insurance businesses, personal information should be encrypted. This cannot be found in any of the legislation, but is known by lawyers who follow the cases and processes. So when it comes to the implementation of security measures, it's important to have a person that not just understands the law or does not just understand the technology, but is able to put both of those together behind the business purpose to identify what is appropriate for your organization.